and you're going to get a very definite insight into more than likely the culture and the person that you've asked the question to. So I don't ask why. Teaching this class at Prescott College, the name of the class is Spiritual Landscape, the indigenous land of the Southwest. We're using Hopi, Yavapai Apache, the Apache of eastern Arizona as cultural examples of how they view their landscape. The one difficult task that I've had trying to get this idea conveyed to my students is don't ask why. And it's amazing, it's just ingrained in us. And again, today was a perfect example. And I had to remind them, remember, you ask me why, I'm not going to answer you. So you need to figure out how to get this question across to me so that it will elicit an answer and a response from me. Some are getting it, some are just, well, I'm bullheaded too, so. So asking questions, how you ask questions. This one I find is common among all cultures. And I've not encountered a culture that does not do this. When you are invited into a home, whether it's on Hopi or here at Yavapai Apache in the Verde Valley, or you go all the way south to the Tohono O'odham around Tucson and the Yaquis, and you're invited into a home, they will immediately give you or set before you something to eat or something to drink. I have learned I never refuse the hospitality of the home. Not my hosts, it's not them, it is the hospitality of the building, of the home, of the environment. And so I may not necessarily eat, but if they present to me a drink, I'll drink. Or maybe have a tiny bit of what they present. It is an insult to the home if you do not partake of what they've given to you freely. And this is the custom I've noticed among all tribes of generosity. And we must be generous and hospitable to all human beings that come into our households. So food also plays an important factor in custom and friendliness and so on in hospitality. And as I said, I think I see this through all cultures, anywhere in the world. Other practices that are similar in intent, and that is prayer. Prayer to a higher being, prayer to a creator, to that source. And always, it seems, with any tribe I have encountered in the state of Arizona, they always use the sun as a symbol of the creator. When you look at native houses, traditional homes, and even modern houses, the door, there must be a door to the east. The reason for this is that you are welcoming in the blessings of that new morning. In Hopi, they tell us that you must allow the Creator Himself to come into your home, first thing in the morning. That's why your doorway is always to the east. Once you bring Him into the home on a daily basis early in the morning, you are then bringing in the blessings that He bestows upon life here upon this world. But as I said, I've realized this with every tribal group in the state of Arizona, that we use the rising sun or the sun itself as a symbol of our Creator. And then, of course, you go into that explanation of what this Creator is, or a description of what it is or what it may not be, and that varies from tribe to tribe to tribe. Now, did some of this jiggle any questions or comments? I'm really trying here. Yes.
Going back to that Montezuma well,
Mm-hmm.
we were just up there today,
Oh,
and there was an older gal was sitting on a bench up there,
mm-hmm.
and the person she was with, they went down in. She said that it sounded like she'd been up there many times, and she said every time she comes up there, it's always windy and cold.
Bad timing.
But yet the water is like 70-some degrees.
Yeah, about 74 degrees, constant, regardless of the air temperature.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew.
Why? See, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Again, it's like anywhere in the world, depending on the season. Most likely, the season is the most important. You go there during the summer. Oh my gosh, it's extremely hot, and you're praying for wind and any kind of cool. So it really depends upon the season when you're there. During this time of the year, yeah, it is going to be cold. It's winter, well, supposedly. But it is true, the water there is a constant, I believe, 74 degrees year-round. And if you go on the opposite side where the water comes out, that little channel on the opposite side, that is the original channel that these people use to irrigate their fields. And where that water is running downstream, it is actually using the original channel approximately 5 miles away from the well and irrigating fields still today. So it's interesting that the ingenuity of my ancestors and just how far they could divert this water very easily is absolutely amazing to me. And I say that out of arrogance, believing that we as modern people are actually smarter than my ancestors were. Yeah, that's true. Any other? Yes.
Well, there's a question in the area as to what caused the decrease in the population of the Indians along the so-called cliff dwellings.
Oh, that's a good question. I'll give you the Hopi version to that. Let's see, how far do I go back? In accordance to Hopi tradition, when mankind was allowed to come here by Masa, he gave us his permission. And we resided with this spirit for a period of time. Masa is the bringer and the giver of fire. He gave mankind fire. He taught us how to use it. He taught us how to make it. He gave to us the crops that we cultivate now and have for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Hopis, we cultivate corn, beans, squash, melons, cotton, and these seeds of these plants that are still being produced on the Hopi Reservation, northeastern Arizona, were given to us by him, by this earth spirit. He gave us these seeds because he himself is a farmer. So when we appeared and were living with him, he turned to us and he said, "You must live your life the way that I do. I'm a simple man." Held up a bag of seeds and he held up a little gourd canteen. It's a tiny little thing, sort of like this. And has this little sort of stopper in it. And he holds up this little gourd canteen and his bag of seeds and a big long stick, which we call a planting stick. the planting stick is made from greasewood, from creosote. And he said, these are the only 3 material items I have in my life. He said, if you live by the law of these 3 items, he said, I guarantee you will survive forever here upon this world. And then he said, I've taught you how to plant, I've taught you how to use these items. Now you must go on a migration and you must find where you are to live for all time. Now this portion of the Hopi story is quite common to many of the stories of many tribal people here in Arizona, in that we were all searching for what we believe to be the center of the earth.